Right, welcome to another video, ladies and gentlemen. Today I decided I was going to, as you can see from here, empty shelves, I'm going to show you my Doctor Who collection. Now, my memory is like a sieve, whatever you want to call it, where it doesn't retain much information no matter how much I enjoy something. So, if I've recently watched something, I could tell you all about it, but if I haven't, so I'm not going to be able to give you much information on the stuff that I've got next to me. Oops. Just here and here. Where's my other hand? It's here. Haha. So yes. As a child, I practically lived off of reruns of Doctor Who and Blake 7, Babylon 5, Twilight Zone, almost a Timeless Zone then, and The Outer Limits. I loved that stuff growing up. In fact, some of my best memories come from watching those shows. So, as I was a right little, not so pleasant word as a boy, there are reasons, won't go into them in this video. I was drawn to the more sinister of the Doctors back then, and of course everyone's going to know immediately who that was. It was Mr. Colin Baker. So, I collected a lot of stuff. I say a lot of stuff. It's a lot of all the DVDs I could find. I'm not rich or made of money, and my partner bought me a few things as gifts, including my favourite piece of my collection, and I'm sorry, I will be looking up, which I will show you after I've shown you my books, because I have books, I have DVDs, Blu-rays, and my favourite piece of my collection. So first off is the books. Now, I wasn't too sure about these when I first saw them. I'll rest it. Hide my face. There we go. I wasn't too sure about these when I first got them, because they're young adult fiction. Now, if anyone's watching this has read any of these and can recommend any of the books you see as my first watch, or first read, sorry, please let me know. But I'm a collector. I like to collect, and as my wife would say, I collect things and they sit on shelves. I know you're going to watch this, honey. I love you. You can probably hear me as I'm speaking. So yeah, I wasn't too up on possibly getting these, because they were young adult fiction, and I just thought I could buy a bunch at once, so I just did. Now, I've only got a few, as in I've got like 3 more. This is the last of 10th Doctor, who, I keep looking at there, don't I? Surprisingly enough, for the 10th Doctor, I actually didn't quite like Tennant at first. He was... I'd say it took me 2 episodes to get into him as the Doctor. He was a bit weird to start, and then he blew up into his role. This is the other young adult fiction I've got. I have some child fiction. I'll do some of the big books. I saw this in a charity shop, and I absolutely rolled over for it because it was like £1. But it says on the back that these were all previously released as ebooks. So getting this big collection of stories was a steal for me. Again, I haven't read anything of them. The only author I could tell you I recognise on the front cover is Neil Gaiman from comics. I'll put that right there. And then there's a couple of pieces I got next I'll show you that were gifts from my wife. This, Doctor Who Time Lord's Fairy Tales. Now, again, I've not read any of these yet. If you would like to recommend a story from them, please do. Any one of these is going to make a great thumbnail. This is also another present from my partner, which I have poked through because it's something you don't need to read through a whole book. You can just look through a quick and grab a quick quote. In fact, I will. Let's find a random page. Here we go. First quote from page 114. Okay, from this book. It is The Darkness, Carnival of Monsters. Don't fire until you see the green of its tentacles. Shot, screw it. I'm going to do another. I can actually upload loads of them 10-minute videos now, so let's see. Here we go. The Universe. This is from the Android Invasion. Sarah. At least we're on Earth. I mean, just to taste the air. I love that fresh smell just after a rain shower. The Doctor. Yes, it does have that peculiarly earthy smell. Sorry, peculiar earthly smell. My reading aloud skills aren't up to snuff either. It could be dyslexia, it could be many things, but... Anywho. These, again, from Charity Shop. Monsters and Villains. Creatures and Demons. Aliens and Enemies. These... Hold on, let me get back to... Yeah. These were, again... Is that the right way around? Or am I doing it upside down? I'm doing it upside down. These were quick buys because I'm a collector. I saw them and I thought, cool, more information on Doctor Who. Yay! I love Doctor Who. They must be great. And they are, like little fact file information on the different... As this one would be monsters and villains. Excuse me while I move this forward. This is another fairly older one. Time Traveller's Almanac. With the 10th Doctor on the front. I've had a bit of a skim through this. It's essentially what happened at the beginning to what happened at the end of time. Fairly falling apart too, if you can hear that. Right. This is another special Charity Shop find. I haven't actually gone through this, but it has contributions from a lot of Doctor Who alum. Fiction and, as in written fiction and TV stars, including Terrance Dicks, Russell T Davies, Colin Baker. Only got a couple more books left, and then we can get to the DVDs and Blu-rays. Another guide with a big old 50 on the front. This one I found a little interesting. 100 objects. I wonder, there's one that immediately sticks out to me every time I look at this. Every time I look at it. No, wrong one. Here we go. Here we go. This one, The Mask. As such, when I first saw it, and I see it again and again, such an amazing episode. Such an amazing episode. Just remember the name of it. And I can't. In fact, I'm going to do something which I can do now. If you bear with me. 11. Here we go. Something I've managed to work around. And I vanish. Hello. Haha. Yes. New screen. Are you my mummy? Doctor Who. Here we go. The Empty Child. That'll be it. The Empty Child. Just look at this frightful image. Oh, that's as big as it gets. Sorry. But yeah, The Empty Child. I'll leave that there for a minute. This is when I'm doing you can't really see my hands moving. This is going to be my Doctor Who background whenever I'm doing a Doctor Who video. I will of course end up skipping back to this. Hello, when I need to show you stuff. This next thing I found was the first book I found. The shooting scripts for season 1. Oh, I say season 1. The 2005 season 1. It's a shame they never did any more. I was told once that it was too complicated or too awkward to keep putting these out, but I think they're great. I absolutely think it's great. Beating my desk up. Right. Now, we are 11 minutes in. Can you believe that? And we haven't even got to the DVDs yet. This, I would love to tell you where I got it. Or when I got it, sorry. But I can't. Memory like a sieve. So, we were just coming back from being out. And we thought we'd just make it to... Sorry, we're just going out. And we just thought we'd make it just in time to the Stars of Time. Or I can't remember if it was a Galaxy of Stars at the time. But it was... It has to have been before 2008. Because the image I've got is copyrighted 2008. But I got to the entrance and I'd never been starstruck. Never starstruck. I've met quite a few stars from both Star Wars and Star Trek and Doctor Who from the Galaxy of Stars event. Or not Star Trek, sorry. I've been watching the classic Star Trek, so I've got Star stuck in me. Anyway, the entrance, right at the entrance where you go in, there was a table for signings, and the second or third person in was Colin Baker. And like I said, I stood in line, and I've never been starstruck until then. I opened my mouth and nothing would come out. He was such a gentleman, and in my ramblings about how much I thought he was such a raw and talented doctor, I don't know, but this is what I got. And it says, as you can see, to Nos, a man of rare discernment. And it's got the bottom there, Colin Baker, copyright 2008. This is the prize of my collection for my Doctor Who stuff. I've never been so gobsmacked, starstruck, whatever you want to call it. This video is 13 minutes, so I've basically just mumbled my way through my book collection and my autograph. I'll try and skim through my DVDs because there are quite a lot of them. Right, now this, the Peter Cushing Doctor Who films. When I first saw this on TV, I thought I was confused. I actually legitimately thought I missed something, that Peter Cushing's now a doctor, but it's such... If you're a big fan of like the old school classic Doctor, like Hartnell, Peter Davison, Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, these films are a must see. In fact, if you're just a fan of like old school movies, when I say old school, I mean 60s, 70s movies, sci-fi. These are a must see. Let's see, I'll try and do them in all of the Doctors that I've got them for. So this way. So I only have 3 serials for William Hartnell at the minute, which is The Reign of Terror, which is absolutely hilarious how he gets away for so long in that get-up, pretending to be, I can't remember you're going to have to get used to this. I get confused. I'll put that back straight way up, so it's proper way up. Planet of the Giants. Probably my favourite of the Hartnell serials, purely because I can't remember what the old school program was, like Land of the Lost or Land of the Giants. I can't remember, but it's just the whole, small with the dangers of the larger than normal thing. And the Dalek Invasion Earth. I'm going to get used to the lighting at some point. Classic stories. Absolutely classic. I'd love to be able to, again, go through what I loved about each episode. I don't write notes. I need to, at some point I will get used to writing notes. But those of you watching me, you're my mates. You're my wife. You're my friends. For any new people joining, bear with me please. Getting to the point now at 16 minutes in, please just bear with me. Right, let's see. We have Patrick Troughton. We've got Power of the Daleks, which is my first animated one. I got this off of Amazon because, well, I was halfway through starting to collect because I didn't get a lot of this stuff to not in order. It was all in weird orders, but it cost me like £7 on Amazon, so it was absolute bargain. Similar for the Macro Terror. Yes, these are the UK DVDs for people who are watching and going, I don't recognise those symbols with numbers in. Enemy of the World Special Edition. At some point I will be getting these on Blu-ray. And this, I think, is the 10... Was it 10 episodes? I can't remember. I think this was, without looking, I can't see it on the back. War Games. An absolute, again, these, I keep saying it, but they're all fantastic. Even the chopped up, not completely there episodes, I enjoyed listening to them. It could be nostalgia, because I grew up with them, but who knows. Next, we get to the first Blu-ray of my entire collection. And it is the reissue for season 12. It says at the bottom somewhere. Let's see if I can get it focused. There we go. If you didn't know, that's what it says at the bottom. If you got it the first time round, it doesn't say that. If you got it second time round, like I did, it's... I was never a fan... Right, I'm going to say this. I was never a fan of the episode Robot. It was a bit too cheesy for me. Even by old school Doctor Who standards. It was a bit too cheesy. But Genesis of the Daleks and Revenge of the Cybermen remain two of the most well-loved of the serials. And it's in this set, it's absolutely stunning. You still get the grain and stuff like that, but it is stunning. Now, the next set, in order along as I'm going, you've already seen me unbox on the channel, so I won't do much talking about it. Apart from, I will address one thing. The Talons of Weng Chiang. It has a lot of dated language in it, which some people may find offensive. So I'd be wary if you're watching some of this. But The Hand of Fear, which is Sarah's last episode, Sarah Jane's last episode, Elizabeth. Names. They just don't stick with me. It's annoying. Sladen. That's it. And I know I looked. I can't see it on here. Hold on. Let's see. Does it say it? I know there's a Our Sarah Jane. That's it. There's a new documentary celebrating the life of Elizabeth Sladen. Yeah. I haven't got to watching that yet, but The Hand of Fear was an amazing send-off episode. Slowly piling up this side. Key to Time. Another quality set. I love the set. It's one that I got off of Amazon again, really cheap. What I would recommend for any collectors out there, if you want to get stuff cheap, go through Amazon's entire catalogue of DVDs/Blu-rays they have out, add to a wish list, and just periodically check your wish list. Because what will happen is, you'll see something like this, which I added, was knocked down from 40 to 20. Over the period I had it, which wasn't too long, but it's one of those long-running stories which, I mean, just look at the artwork on the... It's just amazing artwork. And it's something, it's gonna sound strange saying this, I used to watch this to help me sleep. Strange does that sound, eh? Watching something to help you sleep. Right. What I think I'm gonna do is cut it off here because it's at 20 minutes. I'll start up another video and I'll upload that as a part 2. But I've got a few more Tom Baker stories. I don't think I've got any Peter Davison. Yeah, I've got a Peter Davison. So I'll cut it off here. And what I'll do is I'll come back in a few seconds, so you can just go straight from this to the next one. But I don't even know if this one will upload yet because it's at 22 minutes. I know I was told since I verified my account I can upload more than 10 minutes, but we'll see. See you in a minute.